Bola Oyebamiji affirmed as APC candidate for 2026 governorship election in Osun State. PDP National Chairman Taminu Turaki expresses party's readiness to win upcoming off-season governorship elections. Troops repel ISWAP terrorist coordinated attack on forward operating base in Borno State. The foreign in Cambodia shuts border crossings with Thailand as fighting continues despite Donald Trump's ceasefire talk. Good evening, this is News at 7 on West Spring Television. My name is Tomilola Daniel Adejuwon. We begin here in Osun State as the immediate past managing director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, Bola Oyebamiji, has been affirmed as the All Progressives Congress APC candidate for the 2026 governorship election. This affirmation was arrived at the end of the governorship primary held today in Osogbo. Oyebamiji's emergence followed a motion moved by two governorship aspirants, Kunle Adegoke and Senator Babajide Omowurare, who said the other aspirant had stepped down following the decision of the APC National Working Committee. In a speech after he was announced as the APC candidate, Oyebamiji, a former commissioner for finance in Osun State, stated his preparedness for the task ahead. He promised to ensure economic prosperity and promote functional education and health systems if elected governor on the 8th of August 2026. In the separate remarks, chairman of the Osun APC Governorship Primary Election Committee, Governor Monday Okpelo of Edo State, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adegboyega Oyetola, and the Osun APC chairman Toko Tajuddin Lawal urged unity within the party to ensure victory at the polls. The primary election was attended by co-chairman of the committee, Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa of Osun State, and other members of the governorship primary committee, including Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Lagos State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat, who represented the state governor, the former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, and APC National Secretary Ajibola Ashiru. Oyebamiji will contest against the Accord Party candidate, Governor Ademola Adeleke, and candidates of other political parties in next year's poll.
Stand once again at the threshold of history. Our state, Osun, is presently at a crossroad between real progress and frivolity. Again, between accountability and wastefulness. We have been summoned once again to reevaluate our stand as people, where all that evaluation as the pillar upon which our existence resolve. Our founding father had their intentions clearly stated and mapped out. They desire a society where systems work, a community where shared economic prosperity is at the core of public policy. We are committed to elevating the standard of living for every Osun resident by alleviating poverty, eradicating hunger, promoting a functional education system for all. Our health system in Osun State is presently moribund. We intend to revitalize it, thereby reducing the need for medical tourism. The welfare of the populace and communal peace and progress are paramount to our party, as they foster an environment where opportunity abounds and innovation flourishes. Consequently, I say that affirmation and our unity, our strength, our shared commitment to delivering progressive leadership to the good people of Osun State. Let me begin by sincerely thanking the National Working Committee of our great party for entrusting me and my brothers the governor of other states who are here to serve under this committee. With the responsibility accorded on us, this is very important exercise. We do not take this confidence for granted.
The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Taminu Turaki, has expressed the party's readiness to win the upcoming off-season governorship elections in Osun and Ekiti State. Turaki spoke after a closed-door meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo at his presidential library, residence in Abeokuta, the Osun State capital. A paying tribute to Chief Obasanjo and other founding fathers of the party. Turaki stated that the PDP is more determined than ever to reclaim its rightful position in Nigeria's political arena. Turaki was accompanied by former Senate President and Chairman of the PDP Board of Trustees, Adolphus Wabara, former Governor of Niger State, Muazu Babangida, former Governor of Plateau State, Jonah Jang, former Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Taufik Arakbaja, and Ogun State PDP Chairman, Abayomi Tella, among others.
As you must have guessed, it's just to come and introduce ourselves to Baba and say thank you to him. Thank you for what he did as PDP president. Thank you for their vision. Thank you for the foundation they laid for democracy to grow in Nigeria. Thank you for what they did in assisting PDP to build strong institutions which have led to Nigeria growing to what it used to be in the past 10 years or so. So we believe in coming here. We're not only coming to now introduce ourselves, but we're coming to take inspiration from the oracle. We're coming to take guidance. We're coming to take advice. We're coming to get critical support, because if we must succeed in the gargantuan assignment that has been trusted upon us by our leaders, by our members, then certainly we must go to other people that have the requisite experience. It's our proverb that a woman who starts cooking before you must necessarily have more broken pots. So we've come here, we've spoken to Baba, Baba has spoken to us, we are enriched. And more than ever now, we realize that, yes, the task is not an easy one, but from the inspiration and guidance we receive, we are more than prepared to take PDP to the next level. As a mark of our readiness, we are going to take over Ekiti State. We shall follow that with winning the election in Osun State. And then when we do that, we will leave nobody in doubt in this country that PDP once again is on the move, is on the rise, and we're going to take Nigerians to the promised land.
The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has described the revocation of the bill initially granted to the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, as partisan politics. In a statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Bolaji Abdullahi, the ADC stated that from all available evidence, the former Attorney General did not violate any of the legal conditions attached to his initial bill. Abdullahi said revoking his bill, especially after he attended the political rally in his home state of Kebbi, could create the impression that the action was taken to curtail its politics rather than to pursue justice. The ADC reiterates the party's support for the EFCC and any other anti-corruption agency to pursue its mandate of investigating crimes, but warns that selective investigation or weaponizing investigation against opposition leaders ultimately undermines a genuine fight against corruption in their country and renders anti-corruption agencies complicit in the government's suppression of opposition and dissent. Abdullahi drew the attention of the EFCC to a corruption survey that listed the presidency as the third most corrupt institution in Nigeria, adding that ADC believes that such reports provide an opportunity for the EFCC to understand the magnitude of its task and reset its priorities if it is truly committed to the fight against corruption. The Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Saturday faulted the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Kasim Afebua's claim regarding the Radisson Hotel. The Action Financial Involvement of the state has pitched the immediate past administration, headed by Governor Godwin Obaseki, against the present administration led by Monday Kwelu. Afebua had on Wednesday said the state incurred 25 billion naira debt over the Radisson Hotel, a project initiated during the administration of former Governor Obaseki. The hotel project has recently come under scrutiny, with a panel of the State House of Assembly summoning Obaseki for a probe. The former governor, however, denied any wrongdoing, accusing his predecessor, Monday Kwelu, of political vendetta. Afegboa said Obaseki's claim that the state only invested 2 billion naira in the project was false, as documents showed the sum of 25 billion naira was sought for the stock market and was being repaid by the state. He added that the 2 billion naira Obaseki mentioned was for the purchase of the building from the original owners before the state began working on it. He further noted that the present government is paying 385 million naira monthly from the internally generated revenue in the name of an irrevocable payment order on the 25 billion naira. However, the state PDP, through its publicity secretary, Jan Osa Ogbegi, said on Saturday that the Okwelu-led administration was playing a politics of distraction. The Osun State government says there are improvements in the uptake of the vaccination against human papillomavirus (HPV) in the state as part of efforts to prevent cervical cancer. Mrs. Roslyn Akinlabi, Adolescent Dex Officer, Osun Primary Health Care Board, spoke at a training for adolescents and youth as champions towards mobilizing their colleagues to take up health services. According to her, the move is part of ways to improve adolescent health in the state through sensitization. On the spot, one of the facilitators, a public health physician, Dr. Binga Adebayo, said the workshop will also help to address misinformation around HPV, vaccine, and other health interventions.
We are looking beyond, like this project, we are looking beyond HPV vaccine. That's why we call it HPV plus Niger. Saying that apart from HPV vaccine, what are other health services that adolescents and young people need? They need to be aware of their menstrual hygiene. They need to be aware of mental health. We want to stop suicide in our community. They need to know their SRA, sexual reproductive health rights. They need to be aware about life skills. What are the skills that they should have as a young people? Or they have to, what they need to know about HIV transmissions and prevention. So beyond HPV, what we are doing here today is we are looking beyond HPV, bringing every services together, integrate all services together so that we can have a complete, whole adolescent and young people.
Okay, so we are here to build a new generation of youth champions to promote the uptake of the HPV vaccine. We know that there has been a lot of misinformation and wrong things said about the HPV vaccine and vaccines in general. So we are here to train young people that can take this message forward. And this project, the HPV Plus project, is to use HPV vaccine as an entry point for comprehensive adolescent health program.
Human papillomavirus (HPV) is a common viral infection, often sexually transmitted, with some leading to cancers like cervical, anal, or throat cancers. While speaking during her session, the Osun State Immunization Officer, Francisca Olauri, reiterated that the infection can be prevented with vaccination. Some of the youth at the training also spoke about the impact and reiterated their readiness to be change agents.
HPV virus is real. It's a global infection, but it can be controlled through vaccination, having a jab of what? HPV. You can have it as well. It might not be at their facility, but if you go to your doctor and a good pharmacy, you will get it there. Make sure at your level now you go for cervical pap smear, that's cervical cancer test, and then it will really go a long way to save the future.
Because there's a lot boys can contribute. I, as a guy, for example, on campus, I join initiatives providing information to more people, and I'm able to reach other guys who are also able to convince their sisters, their parents, and other people. So it's something everyone should be involved in, whether you're male or female. It's our collective responsibility.
As a young advocate, I aim to continue promoting HPV vaccine by promoting awareness, sensitization through social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, and TikTok in general. And sensitization through social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, and TikTok in general. And also include my other young volunteers.
Recently, Osun State recorded a landmark achievement in digital education, emerging as Nigeria's leading state in digital learning through the Nigeria Learning Passport. In partnership with the Osun State government, UNICEF, and the Teens Awareness Initiative, over 80,000 students and teachers have been enrolled on the platform, setting a new benchmark for inclusive, technology-driven learning. To understand the strategy, partnerships, and impact behind this success, we are joined on the news tonight by Rhoda Simeon Israel, Executive Director of the Teens Awareness Initiative. Thanks for coming on the news tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
All right.
having me.
Can you briefly explain the role of Teens Awareness Initiative in advancing digital learning in Osun State?
Okay. So thank you so much. So I would love to appreciate the Ministry of Education, Osun State, who have been our partner for the past 6 years when it comes to enhancing access to quality education. So be a partner NGO with the Ministry of Education, Osun State, we have been committed to ensuring that all students have access to quality education, of which digital education becomes the way to achieving this ever since what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. So what we did after that was to begin to take a step to ensure that we bring in the Nigeria Learning Passport intervention into the Osun State education system. So the Nigeria Learning Passport is the digital learning platform developed by UNICEF. So our role in enhancing digital education in Osun State started when we began to take that step, take that move towards ensuring that Nigeria Learning Passport is launched in Osun State and is being implemented in Osun State. And we're able to achieve that through our collaboration with the Ministry of Education.
All right. According to estimates, Osun State is leading when it comes to digital learning. How significant is this achievement?
It's a very significant milestone. This is because Osun State joined the Nigeria Learning Passport platform just a year ago. It was launched in this state on the 5th of December 2024. So having the highest, level of enrollment and course completion among students and teachers, it is a significant milestone. It is even going beyond the national trademark, national target. So in a single state, we are having the national target. So it is a symbol that our land in Osun State is very green when it comes to education. It's a symbol that our students are ready, our students are eager, and our teachers are committed. And it's also a message to the global community that when it comes to education, when it comes to digital learning, when it comes to opportunities, Osun State is a place to invest in.
All right, what does the enrollment of over 80,000 students and teachers on the Nigeria Learning Passport platform say about the appetite for digital learning in the state?
Yes. So like I was saying, it is a message. It is a signal that our students here are ready, our students are bright, and our teachers are committed. All they need is just having access to these opportunities, being connected, getting the information, and being able to access the necessary platforms that prepare them, necessary trainings and development that prepare them for the kind of digital skill that they need to showcase themselves out there. So yes, it is a very loud message to the entire Nigeria and also to global community that the state is green, the land is green, the students are ready, and the teachers are committed.
All right, let's talk about, because when we talk about teachers, the impact cannot be overemphasized. But let's talk about this project, this initiative. How critical was teacher involvement to the success of this initiative?
Okay, yes, very true. If we are going to pass on any tangible knowledge to students, then the best approach, the right way to go is through the teachers. So we started the implementation of this intervention with teachers training. So we trained the first set of 500 teachers early this year. So these 500 teachers went back to their schools and they stepped it down to students and other teachers. Then we had some volunteers from the Teens Awareness Initiative that did follow up, went to the school to support the teachers, and to ensure that the knowledge is being stepped down to other teachers and to students. Then along the line, we also trained another set of 500 teachers, so which makes it a total of 1,000 teachers that were trained. So these teachers that were trained were the one responsible practically in stepping down this knowledge, stepping down this information, and of course supported by other volunteers from the Ministry of Education, the LIs, and the Teens Awareness Initiative. So yes, so the training, capacity building, when we are building the capacity of teachers, we are indirectly building the students as well. So the training that the teachers received, it was 3 days intensive training in these two batches. So what's the step down to their students in each of their schools. So teachers play a very important role, and if we are going to achieve the level of digital literacy that we need among students, then we must continually build the capacity of the teachers. It's very important.
All right, let's talk about the students now.
Okay.
There are some students in underserved communities. How has this initiative been able to reach them?
Yes, so when we talk about underserved community, it can really be challenging because there is the challenge of connectivity, challenge of devices and all of that. But what we have adapted in the midst of this intervention is, number one, through the support from UNICEF, internet routers were supplied to 500 schools within the state, of which underserved communities, schools in underserved areas were part of it. So these routers were subscribed with internet connectivity. So we believe that to some extent that is solving the challenge of connectivity and non-availability of data that may likely happen in underserved communities. So on the aspect of facilities, I would say that there's still so much to be done in that area. But what we did for schools that were underserved and did not have facilities was to use the Android phones of their teachers and some of these volunteers. So that has been the approach for now, till we are able to ensure that all schools are well catered with facilities. Okay,
you already spoke about the next question, but I want to also ask how you're going to allow parents key into this. I'm talking about the use of Android phones now. How are you going to encourage parents to allow this move?
Okay. That's a very good question, because the aim of this program is to ensure that students are able to learn anywhere, even outside of the four walls of the classroom. So we've been having various campaigns, which has included various stakeholders, including the parents themselves. So through the Ministry of Education as well, there has been some ongoing radio campaigns so that parents can allow their students to key into NLP through their Android phones. So we will just intensify these campaigns through radio and other medias that parents have access to pass this information across to them, that while their children are at home, they can release their Android phone to them to learn on Nigerian learning passports and not just be on social media, just scrolling or through.
So how has the Nigerian learning passport helped bridge the digital divide for marginalized and vulnerable students?
Okay, so I feel we've talked about that, but I will just use that to describe the NLP intensively. So on the NLP platform, there are several courses, including courses on the regular subjects in school and other digital skill courses. One of it is the AI courses. So now, one of our major targets for the year was the AI skill, which there are about 3 courses on NLP on AI. So one major thing that we did was there was a very massive campaign across 500 schools in Osun State to ensure that students are aware they enroll and they complete the courses, the AI courses. We all know that AI is the new digital skills that is ongoing now. So yes, so there are several other digital courses that are on NLP as well. So through these courses, as students are engaging on this platform and taking the courses, they are beginning to bridge the gap when it comes to skills, digital skills that prepares them for employability and competitiveness out there. So I just cited the AI example. There are several others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other lessons can other states learn from Osun State approach to inclusive digital education?
Okay. One major lesson is the power of collaboration, because Osun State was able to achieve this milestone due to effective collaboration between the state, our organization, TITI, and UNICEF. There are other partners involved, but majorly these three bodies coming together. So across Nigeria, other states, and globally, it means that there is so much we can achieve in digital inclusivity and even other aspects of the SDGs and young people development if we are open to collaboration. Yes, so it just shows the power of collaboration, which is a major lesson that every state should learn. Open to collaboration.
All right, let's talk about the effect of this initiative. Let's talk about the impact and the challenges. What are the impact and challenges that teachers and students, or this initiative is having on students and also teachers?
Okay, so I would say that the impact majorly is that we are not only counting numbers in terms of students completing courses, we are preparing students for the global opportunity out there. We are preparing students for the global employment, the competitive employment that is out there. Okay. Because one of the challenges that is not as if they are not employment. The challenge is that most young people do not have the skills that is required to match the employment opportunities that are available. So one thing that this program is doing, one major impact that is making is that it's preparing every young person, preparing every student for what they go out there to meet. You understand? For the opportunity that they go out there to meet. It's preparing them for responsible livelihood. It's preparing them for citizenship. And in the long run, at a macro level, is also preparing them to be to make economic impact on the country. Okay. Because whatever knowledge that they acquire, it is being translated into economic dividend for the country. Because we believe that once a young person is skilled, they are able to earn. And once they are able to earn, they are able to even create more jobs. We have examples, we have testimonials of students who have learned these skills and are able to come up with their businesses, including beauty applications, developing softwares. Some of them have picked interest in AI courses and they want to even build a career in AI. So such students will grow up one day and probably have a tech company in one way or the other. They are also, they are also bringing it back into the economy of the country, which is an economic dividend. So this is the bigger picture of the impacts that we are making. So beyond the figures, we are preparing every young person to fit in for the opportunities that are out there, by being skilled for it. And we are also preparing them to create responsible livelihood for themselves and also a ripple effect of, building the economy, creating more jobs, and also bringing economic dividend.
All right, let's talk about support and what this initiative needs to expand the digital learning momentum in Osun State. What do you need? What support do you need from the government?
Okay, so majorly, the major challenge has been limited facilities, like I mentioned, especially in underserved and rural communities. If we are to look at it now, not up to 30% of the schools are well kitted with facilities. So which has been a major challenge when it comes to the consistent use of platforms like this. They either have to depend on teachers' Android phone or the few that have Android phones at home. So if we can get support to ensure that all schools within the state have, a very good facility, working facilities, it will go a long way, and including power and maintenance. So I think these are the major supports that is needed to scale what is already on ground.
So lastly, before we let you go, what a message you have to policymakers, educators that are watching this right now?
Okay, so the message I have to policymakers and educators is that we should continue to collaborate.
Okay.
We should continue to open up ourselves to more collaboration, more opportunities. And I would also love to also pass the message to even private individuals, private companies. You know, one of the major aspects of UNICEF is to bring public-private partnership into social interventions like this. So yes, so my major message is that let's continue to collaborate as government bodies, NGOs, international bodies, and private organizations. So I believe that with that, the sky is just a starting point for every young person out there in the States and in Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much for those insightful words and comment regarding the question for tonight.
Thank you so much.
And definitely our guest on the show is Rhoda Simeon Israel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be moving on to more news. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says he has no regret openly supporting President Bola Tinubu since 2022, stressing that his position has remained consistent before, during, and after the 2023 presidential election. A statement by Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media, Lere Olayinka, on Saturday said the minister, who spoke at a special event organized to mark his 58th birthday anniversary, said his political decisions are guided by the principles of character and integrity, adding that he never can conceal the support for President Tinubu from the outset. The minister further argued that his leadership capacity was demonstrated in Rivers State during the elections, where the All Progressives Congress, APC, won the presidential poll, while the PDP secured victories in the National Assembly, a governorship, State House of Assembly, and local government elections under his watch. At the birthday event held in the wee hours of Saturday at Wike's residence in Abuja, leaders from different political divides gathered to celebrate the achievement and political impact of former Rivers State Governor and current FCT Minister. In attendance was National Assembly lawmakers from Rivers State, serving and former members of Rivers State House of Assembly, led by the Speaker Martins Emewule, chairman of local government areas, as well as close friends and political associates. In another development, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, in a goodwill message, personally stand by him, extended felicitations to Wike, describing him as a leader whose commitment to public service continues to yield visible results. A Turkish security operation had in Kai troops repelled ISWAP terrorist coordinated attack on forward operating base Mairari in Borno State, delivering a decisive blow to the group's operational capability in the area. This is contained in a statement by the Media Information Officer, OPHK, Sani Uba, on Saturday. Uba said the assault, which began late Friday and continued into the early hours of Saturday, was thwarted through coordinated ground and air operations. He said the terrorists attempted to breach the base using two vehicle-borne improvised explosive devices. According to him, both devices were promptly detected and neutralized by the troops, preventing any penetration of the base. The Uba said the successful recovery of the terrorist equipment and logistics had further degraded their operational capacity and denied them freedom of action in the area. He added that the troops were currently conducting aggressive patrols in the area to prevent further terrorist activity and reassure local communities of continued security presence. In Kaduna State, Governor Uba Sani on Saturday hosted Nigeria's newly appointed Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, on a courtesy visit, pledging closer collaboration to enhance security across the state. In a statement on his official X account, Governor Sani reviewed the discussions focused on strengthening ongoing security operations, fostering more agile intelligence coordination, and bolstering support structures for the brave men and women who daily risk their lives in defense of peace. He expressed gratitude for the minister's commendation, noting that Kaduna citizens have persistently stood with security agencies in moments of challenge. General Musa was appointed Minister of Defense by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on December 2, 2025, confirmed by the Senate on December 3rd, and assumed office on December 5. He previously served as Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff from June 2023 until October 2025. Still to come, Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency declares full operational readiness for timely and effective response to emergencies during Yuletide season and beyond. We'll bring you more of this when we return. Stay with us.